Picture this, you're 32 years old. You just got promoted to a $250,000 salary. You've hit the number you swore would change everything. The number you wrote down in a journal when you were 24, grinding in a cubicle on $58K. And yet, you're checking your bank account on a Tuesday night, genuinely stressed about money. Your savings rate is lower than it was 3 years ago. You have basically no idea where your paycheck goes. And somewhere in the back of your head, there's this humiliating thought you can barely admit out loud. Why does making $250,000 feel like I'm still broke? If that's you, or if you're chasing that number and you want to understand what's waiting for you on the other side, this video is going to change how you think about money forever. Hello, this is Stickman, and I spend way too much time thinking about the gap between what people earn and what they actually keep. If you're someone who has watched their income go up and their financial stress somehow not go down, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. The brutal tax reality. Alright, let's start with the math, because I think most people genuinely don't understand what $250,000 actually looks like after taxes. Here's the thing, when you hear $250K salary, your brain hears $250,000, but that number is a fiction. That's your gross income. What you actually get to spend is a completely different story. Let's be specific. If you're a single filer earning $250,000, your top federal marginal rate is 32%. But let's talk effective rates, because marginal rates are genuinely one of the most misunderstood concepts in personal finance. Your actual federal effective rate on $250K lands around 28–29% once you account for how each bracket stacks. Then you add Social Security at 6.2% and Medicare at 1.45%, both taken right off the top. Most states take another 5 to 9%. California wants nearly 10% on top of everything else. Do the math, in a high-tax state, your combined effective rate pushes 40% or higher. On $250,000 gross, you might take home somewhere around $145,000 to $155,000 a year, about $13,000 a month if you're lucky. Now, here's what most people don't realize. Someone earning $75,000 in that same state is looking at an effective federal rate closer to 15%. Total combined burden may be 22 to 25%. They're taking home roughly $55,000 to $57,000 a year, about $4,700 a month. So the $250K earner makes 3.3 times the gross income, but only takes home about 2.7 times the after-tax dollars. The tax curve doesn't scale linearly. You already knew taxes go up with income, but most people dramatically underestimate how hard that curve bends against you at higher incomes. But honestly, the taxes are just the appetizer. The real meal that destroys wealth at this level is something else entirely. The lifestyle creep machine. Let me tell you about a guy named Marcus. Marcus was earning $72,000 at age 28. He drove a 5-year-old Honda Civic, lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with a roommate, made coffee at home, cooked most of his meals, and managed to save about $800 a month. His life wasn't glamorous, but he was building something. By 35, Marcus is earning $250,000. He upgraded the Honda to a BMW 5 Series, $900 a month payment, moved into a luxury 1-bedroom, rent jumped from $900 to $2,800. He eats out 4 or 5 nights a week, easily dropping $200 on dinner. He joined a gym with a steam room and a juice bar because, look, he works hard. He travels business class. He has 7 streaming subscriptions. He counted them once and immediately stopped thinking about it. He pays a dog sitter $40 a day. None of these things on their own are outrageous for someone making $250K. The problem is what they add up to. This is where it gets really interesting. Economists call this the hedonic treadmill, the idea that humans always revert to a baseline of happiness and are never truly satisfied. We always want more. You adapt to comfort almost instantly, and what was once a luxury becomes your baseline so fast you don't even notice it happening. Some experts have called lifestyle creep a silent inflation. It's contagious, and it tends to be the most severe when you're comparing yourself to a new peer group with different spending norms. And the data on this should genuinely alarm you. According to PYMT's report, 48% of Americans earning $100,000 or more are still living paycheck to paycheck. Let that sink for a second. 6-figure earners, paycheck to paycheck. This isn't a poverty problem, this is a lifestyle creep problem, and it accelerates hard at $250K because the purchases get bigger, and every single one comes with ongoing costs. The middle class dead zone. Now you might be thinking, okay, lifestyle creep happens at every income level. Why is $250K specifically a dead zone? Great question. A few reasons. First, you're past the income threshold where most targeted tax breaks and credits help you, but you're not yet wealthy enough to have serious assets generating passive income. You're earning too much to benefit from a lot of deduction strategies and not enough to make capital work for you at scale. Second, this income level tends to hit right when life stage spending peaks. You're buying or upgrading a home, you might have kids, you're driving status cars because your peers are, you're taking real vacations, you're subscribing to everything. According to C+R Research's 2024 subscription study, the average American household now spends $273 per month on subscription services alone, up 435% from 2018. Third, and this is the one that really messes people up, the spending at this level feels justified. When Marcus buys a $7 coffee at 28, making $72K, some part of him knows it's a bit frivolous. When he buys the same coffee at 35, making $250K, his brain immediately calculates, I make $120 an hour, this coffee is nothing. That mental accounting trick, normalizing spending relative to your hourly rate, is one of the most efficient wealth destroyers that exists because it applies to the $7 coffee and the $70,000 car. 72K versus 250K math. Let me make this concrete. Marcus, at $72,000 gross in a moderate tax state, takes home roughly $54,000. He saves $800 a month, $9,600 a year. His savings rate about 18% of take-home pay. Marcus, at $250,000 gross, takes home around $150,000. But after the apartment, the BMW, the restaurants, the travel, the gym, the subscriptions, and all the things that quietly became normal, he's saving $1,200 a month, $14,400 a year. His savings rate about 9.6% of take-home pay. He's saving more dollars, but a dramatically smaller percentage. And here's the kicker, his fixed costs are enormous. His emergency fund requirements are massive, and if he ever loses that $250K job, he would be in serious financial distress within 60 days. Meanwhile, 28-year-old Marcus on $72K had more flexibility, more runway, and a cost structure he could actually cut if he needed to. Put it, a small lifestyle upgrade of $1,250 extra in spending instead of investing could cost over $1 million in retirement wealth when you factor in compound growth over time. Compounding doesn't care about your income, it only cares about what you actually put to work. So, what do you actually do about this? Look, I'm not here to tell you to live like a monk on $250K. That's not real, and honestly, you should enjoy your income. The goal is intentionality. Step 1, run your real take-home number, not gross, not estimated. Pull your last few pay stubs, calculate what actually hits your account each month, and build your entire financial life around that number. Most high earners I talk to are genuinely fuzzy on this, which is wild. Step 2, automate your savings rate before lifestyle decides for you. The moment you get that new salary, automatically route at least 20% to retirement and investment accounts before you ever see it. In 2025, the 401k contribution limit for employees is $23,500, with a $7,500 catch-up if you're 50 or over. Step 3, audit the invisible spending. Set aside 30 minutes, pull your last 2 months of credit card and bank statements, and categorize every recurring charge. Most high earners are genuinely shocked at what this reveals. Step 4, the most psychological one, define your lifestyle ceiling deliberately before income creep sets it for you. What does a good life actually look like for you? Write it down, give it numbers, because if you never decide what enough looks like, the market will keep selling you the next upgrade indefinitely, and you'll buy it because you technically can afford it, and you will never feel rich. Stop feeling house poor. Here's the bottom line. A $250,000 salary is genuinely impressive. It puts you in roughly the top 5% of American earners, but the tax system clips your wings earlier than most people expect, and lifestyle creep is standing right there to do the rest.
The people who actually build wealth at high income levels are not the ones who spend the most. They're the ones who figured out the gap between what they earn and what they actually need, and they put that gap to work, month after month, quietly, relentlessly. You can earn $250,000 and feel broke, or you can earn $250,000 and build something that actually lasts. The math is completely on your side. The psychology is working against you. Decide which one wins. If this helped you think about your money differently, subscribe. New video every week. And if you know someone silently stressed about why their big salary doesn't feel big enough, share this with them. It might be the most useful thing you do for them today. I'll see you in the next one.